Good evening and welcome back to another episode of It's a Football Thing. Your eyes do not deceive you. It is myself and Robbie here, our man Robbie. RJ will be with us shortly. He was just having a couple of technical glitches. But it is phone-in night and we've got a fair bit to discuss. I will chuck the link in if you want to jump on in stream with the boys, talk about how you feel about your team's transfers to date, who you'd love to see come in. Any thoughts on this Ronaldo situation, which just keeps... You need a big bowl of popcorn for this one, Robbie. But look, let's not get too far into it. We'll have RJ here soon. We'll chuck the stream link in the chat in a minute. But how are you, my man?
Yeah, good, man. Been a bit hectic around the house the last couple of days, but besides that, it was felt like just yesterday we were saying goodbye on Tuesday night, and here we are again, ready to talk football, transfers, and everything else that's hot at the moment.
My guy, comes around quickly, doesn't it? Comes around quickly. I'm going to say hello to some of these absolute champions in the chat, and then I'm going to chuck in the link too. We've got Tom here from the United Pubcast. Tom, good evening. Good evening. And I know Larry tunes in as well, so hope you boys are well. The Pride of London must be an Arsenal fan. Welcome, welcome. We got Shano. We got RJ. RJ, how are you, boss? Oh, we can't hear you, man. We can't hear you.
It's not happening.
We're going to have to send him the phone-in link. I do like RJ better when I can't hear him, though. So it's just get that mic sorted. We got G here. We got Justin. We got Aussie Spur TV. Our man Marty. Emad's here. Declared is here. Football Capitals here. Matthews here. It's going off tonight. We got Chelsea Database here, and we got Jackery here. First-time viewer. Welcome, my man. You are more than welcome, and I hope you've hit that sub button too. Tonight, the structure of the show. We're going to have a quick chat, boys, about some of the stuff that's come out, and then we're going to open this up. So if you wanted to phone in, stick around. The link will be in the chat very, very soon. But Robbie, United, Malacia, I don't know if I've said it right, has signed. Quickly give us a reaction.
Oh, look, we kind of covered this a little bit the other night. It was here we go from Mr. Fab himself a couple of days ago. This is just official from the club, so it kind of gives that confirmation. Told you I am excited about him. Don't know if he's going to be a first-team player, but I'd like to see him challenge and have a big preseason. Yeah, someone that Ten Hag knows, a left back for all those who don't know, and yeah, I'm hoping to see him play in a week's time in Melbourne.
Pardon me. Yeah, that'll be a good trip, man. I know a lot of you are traveling down. RJ, let's test that audio again. How are you, my man?
Can you hear me or no?
Unfortunately, we can.
Yeah, and unfortunately, technical delays prevented me from getting here on time. So apologies for that, but good to see those in the live chat. So yeah, happy to be back, boys. Should be another banger.
And the rumours about one Raheem Sterling are heating up, RJ. This is one that I think we're going to have a here we go in the next couple of days. Seems like this will be the first statement signing of this new era at Chelsea. What do you make of this as a signing? Is this a statement signing for you?
Absolutely, it's a statement signing. There's a bit of divide in the Chelsea community or broader football community, but I think for the most part, people will appreciate Sterling is a top quality player. I know PL proven is an overrated term at times, but his stats speak for themselves. And some will say, but he plays in a top quality City side. I could score all these goals. The reality is he has been doing that. He's been doing it for a long period of time. He's a fluid player, can play in a number of advanced positions. He's someone that's going to need to adjust his game to work a little bit more off the ball in our system. But I'm very happy if we can land him. He's got that English quota, which will help us for the homegrown experience. And he's a good off-field leader as well, which is an underrated thing. You're going to lose players like Rudiger. You've got players like Azpilicueta who are on the back end. He might be on the way out. Sterling is a natural leader entering the peak years, and I think he'd make a great acquisition, to be honest. And yeah, Pride of London, Calvin, you said it spot on, mate.
For those who did want to phone in, share their views, I have pinned the StreamYard link in the chat. So all you've got to do is click that link. It'll put you backstage, and then when it's time, we'll pop you in. Robbie, what do you think of Raheem Sterling to Chelsea? I think Raheem Sterling is a massively underrated player, cops a lot of flack at times, but always seems to come up with the goods. I think he's a good player and will be a good signing at Chelsea.
Yeah, no, look, I agree. I think he's a quality player. He's been around for so long and he's still not old, if you know what I mean. Like he was at Liverpool around about 19. He broke onto the start. I remember when he was just getting onto the thing, and then obviously got the big move to Man City. And mate, he's going to bring experience. He's going to bring a winning mentality. He's been under, the likes of Pep at City and all the big quality players there. I was talking to Daniel from work, obviously a big Chelsea fan today about it, and he's beaming about this. And I don't think I think he's more of an assistant, in my opinion, than a goal scorer. So I don't know if that's gonna, solve the Chelsea problem in goal scoring in front of goal. I can see him playing off the flanks, not down the middle or nothing like that. But I do think he's good at taking on mans, getting squaring balls into the box and setting up and assisting goals. But yeah, look. He's a quality player. He's a Premier League proven player, and he's an English player. So I think that ticks all the boxes for a Chelsea fan.
Easy. Speaking of a Chelsea fan, we've got one. I reckon you can guess who it is. A good friend of ours, always a regular, always phones in to have his say. It's our man Declared. I'm going to bring you in stream in a sec, Declared, and I want to hear what you think about taking a Man City flop to be one of your main men. No, I'm only kidding. Declared, welcome. I love the display picture. Talk to us about Raheem Sterling.
So, I've been practicing for the for the incoming of big Ronaldo. Get the shirt ready. But big up everyone. It's been a while since you phoned in. I'm glad you guys are back as well. Had a little holiday, and I'm glad you survived the Noah's Ark that was happening in your town.
Cheers.
But on Sterling, it's a great signing. It's you're getting a 45 mil in his peak. I agree with Rob that he doesn't solve our goal scoring issue, which is a bigger problem. So I mean Ronaldo's the name I mentioned. I do want another attacker to come in, but Sterling is going to be a great addition to, especially. I mean, I think Chelsea's best business is their outgoing. Lukaku gone. Ziyech looks like he's on his way out. I think there might be Werner, and if we're swapping some of these players for someone like Sterling, great business. So Chelsea fans were desperate for their first signing, and now that everyone can, have a relief now, and we wait for the next one.
Who is that next one? Is that next one Cristiano Ronaldo?
Yeah, so I'm just getting the name ready on the jersey.
I've got mine
It
on
could
now,
be.
mate. It's a voodoo, so it doesn't go to Chelsea.
He's going somewhere, Rob.
Yeah, look, I agree with that, and I do think he's gonna go. I don't think there's smoke without fire. I do think he's gonna go. It's just, look, as a football purist, I'd like to think that he's got the respect that don't go to a direct rival. It's just like him going to a Barcelona kind of thing, or him going to an Inter. Like, I just like to think
almost like when you took Van Persie.
Yeah, look, but that was a different thing, Van Persie wasn't really a legend of the club. He was a good player. He wasn't a legend of the club. This guy's won. He became who he was at United. He won multiple trophies. Won his first Ballon d'Or. Won his first Champions League. He is a legend of the club. He is the GOAT. I do think he's going to go. I just, like I said, we don't want him to go to Chelsea. Go abroad. Everyone will be happy with that.
RJ, I want to come to you. You've been a little bit quiet on the Ronaldo rumours, and that could be for two reasons. I've known you a while. You either really don't think it's going to happen, or you want it to happen so badly that you're too scared to jinx it. Where are you lining up, RJ?
Mate, I think I've made my views very clear the other night. I have so much respect for what he's done. I just don't think it's a square peg, round hole solution. And I get the whole, but we need someone to finish off our chances. And yes, all of that. And there are a lot of pros in what he'll bring intangibly. We know what he can, but there's some actual very interesting articles that I've read that backed up what I've said the other day about he, in the later years of Ronaldo, he has gone to teams and it's been at the detriment of their collective output. They are facts. They are situations where clubs like Juventus, United, the amount of goals scored in total, some of the key attacking players have suffered as a result of him coming in. Again, it's not personal contribution because we know he delivers, but for some reason or another, it's one of those situations where his influence or the magnetic attraction he has, it ends up having an adverse effect on the rest of the team over a season. So again, of course, if you said sign him or sign no one, I would prefer to have him because I wouldn't want to go with the exact same setup we've got. But I feel a lot more comfortable bringing in players that have a lot more movement in them, a lot more that are going to work together, because in a system that depends on that much intensity and unison in press, all it takes is one person to disrupt that rhythm. And if you're not going to have that attacking from the front, then it's not going to work. So again, respect the name, respect the legacy, but ultimately, again, I just hope he goes somewhere else. I wouldn't want him to stay at United because I think he's better than that, with all due respect to United. But at the same time, I reckon he might even go to a PSG. I know they've said no. Stranger things have happened. Great show, by the way. Just not at Chelsea, respectfully.
If you did sign him, last question before we go. If you did sign him, honestly, what would your reaction be? Would you be not happy about the situation?
I just think that shows the club's not really thinking long-term or thinking about the future, to be honest. I think it's a signing rather, that's great commercially, which is fantastic. I'll definitely sign off on that. But it's not a club that's serious about trying to progress, particularly from the point of view that there are other parts of the team. Like I said, Scott brought up a good point. Of course, the attack needs fixing, but if we bring Sterling in, that helps. With Ziyech going, there's players like Dembele that we're chasing. There's others on the radar too. I don't know. Ronaldo, you said to me, RJ, Ronaldo's going to come 3 years ago. I'd bite your hand off because I still think he had that little bit of extra energy in him. I just think now he's not what we need, man. We've got to move forward.
So, Claire, we're going to give you the last word, man. On
yeah, I wanted to weigh in on what RJ was saying because I agree with what RJ says, but I think I weigh it up differently though on the weigh scale how he weighed it up, because I mean he brought up stats and to the detriment of other players. Well, our players, they're so bad. How bad can it get? Our attack has been so bad. Mm-hmm. So what detriment are you going to lose there? I think also I'm hoping Broja, Havertz can benefit. We got a lot of young players that can benefit. I mean, Ronaldo is the impediment of what if you want to be a great footballer, is how you follow.
That's right.
Yeah. So he not only brings a lot off the pitch, but he does score and he is hard working. I know he's not going to give us that movement and press, but he's still going to do enough. And I'm hoping other players near him. I mean, you got Mount, Havertz, even Gallagher in the mix if he gets in there, that are so hard working that probably could make up for it. And Ronaldo is a finisher, and I know the name you brought up, Dembele, and I like it too. And I still Dembele, Sterling, Rafinha, these players are not solving that goal scoring issue, which I think was a bigger issue than the goal creation issue, right? And the striker market is kind of bad, and it's so bad that they can even put a price tag like 100 mil on Nkunku because there are no strikers. And I know it is a temporary fix, and that's probably a good thing in a way because of how the market is. And he's not going to cost so much too, and we can throw money at different areas. He's going to cost money wages. Yeah. So I think that we can benefit off of Ronaldo for 1 or 2 years till we get that other person in, and or the other person appears. If we get to keep Broja and Havertz, they actually might become that person we actually need, right? And for me, Ronaldo, and just to laugh at Robbie here, that's more exciting than everything.
Fair call. All right. Well, yeah.
Just doing that all the time. And Ronaldo is so fun to have, I think, more than anything.
See you later, mate. See you later.
No. In all seriousness, though, the very last thing on it, I just think it's not even a Ronaldo problem or anyone problem. That's the point. With Chelsea, respectfully, I think that you could have an informed Ronaldo, an informed Messi, an informed Lewandowski. The problems at our club are more structural in the sense of the way in which we play, the midfield composition. There's one player, there's no silver bullet solution for us. I know that one player can help with that, but I'm just hoping now that Bowley's in, we really start to chip away at the areas of the team that for so long have been neglected. So that's the last bit I'll say on that.
On that note,
Yeah.
Declared, always a pleasure. We've got some other people we want to bring
Cheers,
in.
Declared.
But thanks, man. We
Thanks a
appreciate
lot.
you. See you later.
Thanks.
All right. In a moment, boys, and always love chatting to Declared. He's a real one. Going to bring in my man, Dylan, who is an Arsenal fan like myself. I'd love to hear his views on where we're at. I know he's a big Eddie Nketiah fan. So I'm going to bring him in. I can see a smile on his face backstage. Dylan, always a pleasure, my man. Mr. Eddie Nketiah himself. How are you, brother?
Yeah, mate, I'm doing all right. How you guys doing?
Doing well, mate. Thanks for
Welcome.
jumping in. Look, I want to start by asking you what you make of the business so far. Let's not worry too much about last season or rumors yet. Let's talk about what's been done, what's official at this point.
It's okay. I think it's nothing spectacular. I sort of look from a point of where we were to where we are. Like I know we got Jesus, but we also lost Laka and Abba at the same time.
Yep.
So is it really an upgrade? I don't really think so. I think we need a second striker again on top of that. We last year struggled with, we had more or less competitions and we had more people. So I think we need to strengthen in striker again. Who else did we sign? Vieira, never heard of him. Not going to gas him up until I see him play, but quick deal, which was good to see. I think at the start of the window, it was exciting for us for Arsenal fans, I think, for us to actually move quickly, which we never do. So, they took their time, releasing a Jesus video, but we got that done pretty quickly. Vieira done quickly. This kid Marquinhos, which I'm not going to count, but it seems like, we've had like a little bit of a stale period right now. And just, it's a little bit worrying because, the season starts in 4 or 5 weeks, and we're probably going to get in that same pattern again where we haven't signed enough players before the season starts. The season starts, we maybe lose 1 or 2 games again. The panic comes in, bring in a couple of players and then unprepared. And, everyone starts screaming, give them time. Well, it's been 3 years and I still ain't seen anything. So how much time am I going to give you? So,
look, well said.
For
350
million, 400 million. Last year, we spent the most out of every club in the world and we still bottled 5th.
Yeah,
it's just unbelievable. I look at just other clubs at the moment, selling players left, right, and center. I look at Spurs selling Bergwijn 30 million. We can't even get a bid in for one single player on our payroll.
Well, they wanted to offer us 12 million for Xhaka, Roma, 10 million. I've heard for Bellerin, but we're not getting it.
12 million too much.
It's too much. Yeah, he's not worth that money. But the problem is,
Dylan,
it starts up top. Edu, he can't negotiate, so it makes sense.
I want to ask you this because you and me do. I feel like from what I've seen on social media, I feel like we really line up on this. I've got the jersey over my shoulder of Arsenal's, the world's greatest ever number 14, Thierry Henry. A lot of people out there, when Eddie Nketiah was given the 100K and the number 14, there are a lot of people, and this is what our fan base does. They try and gas up everything and anything. So many came out saying it's just a number, it's just this, it's just that. I didn't really, to me, I couldn't comprehend him getting the 14. Do you think that was an atrocious decision? I already know the answer, but I want to hear your thoughts.
Yeah. Look, for me, it's obviously disgusting for me to even think that this fraud is wearing our most prestigious number ever. I got annoyed back in the day when we gave it to Theo Walcott. I understood maybe a little bit because he maybe had a potential that he just never reached potentially. But, Abba coming in was a huge marquee signing, like one of the best strikers in the world. We gave him 14, which I understood, but to give it to a kid who, said he wanted to leave the club 3 or 4 times, and then he comes in, scores three goals, 4 goals, whatever he scored at the end of the season, gets bigged up for nothing, and gets a 14 and a new contract. I can't wrap my head around it. It just doesn't make sense to me, honestly.
It baffles me as well as a neutral. Like, we were talking about this mid-season, how he was on his way out. He was talking, he's about to go. And like you said, a complete U-turn to give him an upgrade of a contract and to give him, like I said, such a special number. It's just mind-blowing.
I thank both of your clubs, boys, for you let him have a couple of good performances and boom, we end up stuck with him 5 more years.
Is that the mentality? Like you have a couple of good performances and you get an upgrade of a contract and something like, legend status like that. That's not earned for me.
I think the problem around the football club, I know, especially speaking on behalf of mine, I think maybe United are probably in the same boat. We just really show a lack of ambition. I think our owners just see like a consistent, positive gearing in their bank account, and that's all they care about. They don't care about spending money to buy the best players. They don't care who, which to me, it doesn't make sense because, in a business, the more you're successful, the better money revenue you're going to bring in. If you go and sign that marquee player like Ronaldo, okay, I know he costs a lot, but the amount of revenue that guy brings in with the kit sale at United, he's covered his, like, even when he went to Juve, he covered his signing on fee in like 2 days. So, we got to start bringing in marquee signings. We just have to show more ambition. We can't keep going on a process. We're going to be here in 10 years. Saka's son's going to be coming through the academy, and it's going to be another process we've got to trust. Like, it's just unbelievable. We can't. Yeah.
It's frustrating at times. I get that, but look, I think G raises a good point here too. We need to give the club a chance. We've signed more players than any other club, bar Spurs, and we've acted quicker.
I think we've addressed any key areas. That to me, there's.
Look, I think up front we have, but losing Laka and Orba balanced it out. But one thing I want to ask you, and I might get your thoughts quickly on this guy, RJ, and then we'll get Dylan's, and then I want to bring in Marty next. So Yuri Tillmans is someone that we've been strongly linked to at Arsenal, someone who I'd be stoked to sign.
FC.
RJ, you tell me quickly what you think about him, and then Dylan, I'll get you to tell me what you think or who you would like to see come in.
Yeah, no, I think Tielemans is I'll describe him as a very solid player. I don't think he's a world beater by any means, but I know firsthand what he can do to your FA Cup ambitions in one shot or another. But you're not going to buy a player for one shot. They do here and there in the odd game. But again, I'm not saying he's a one-game player. He's a good player. He's functional. The question you've got to ask yourself, or you're hoping Arteta and the rest of the team are asking themselves, is how does Tielemans overall positively affect the balance of our team relative to the other players we've got in the style of football we're trying to play? Because it's interesting to see how he would go in, I'll say, in an advanced team at Arsenal at the moment relative to Leicester. But I'm not sure if it's an ambition question. I think if you can get him at a reasonable cost, and we can debate what good cost is, but I think he will be a value add to the team, no doubt. I know a lot of Leicester fans, and one of the journalists, Ben Jacob, he's a big Leicester fan. He's got props on Yuri. So, again, if Arsenal can get him, I think it's a positive sign. It just depends on how they put their money where their mouth is with those big marquee signings like you said, Dylan. But I'm not sure it's always about the big marquee signings. It's more about making sure that the signings ultimately make sense. You're not buying value players to save money.
That's what I mean. Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So that's the point. I think he's a good player, would be a positive addition to Arsenal, but it'll be interesting to see if, he ultimately chooses them, because I think that's what he's saying his preferred destination is. All
right, Dylan, last words coming to you, mate. Do you want Tielemans, and who else would you like to see come in before this window ends? Then we're going to bring in Marty.
Yeah. Just quickly, when I say marquee as well, I mean like someone that's obviously that we actually need. For me, like, when we see links with Rafinha and stuff, or when we bought Pepe, we don't need that. So I don't want or need that. As for Tielemans, like Arsenal's midfield is completely depleted as it stands. Same dead midfield that couldn't even stay fit for last season, and rumors going around with Partey and all those accusations at the moment. So who knows what's happening there? And he's literally the glue. I think we have a win rate of 20% without Partey. So Tielemans is a good addition. We're in so many competitions next year, obviously, again. He'll be good, but we need like a Milinkovic-Savic to come in. We've seen those links as well, but we need that solid player to come in with vast experience. And I don't want any more kids coming in to give them time, because these kids need some leaders in the team. Arsenal are lacking leadership. I don't see any leadership. I think we need another striker personally, because, maybe like a Olivier Giroud type, Tammy Abraham, someone different that can bring a different presence. Because at the moment we've got two midgets up front. We whip in balls, 30, 40 crosses a game, and they're not designed
Timo
to score
Werner,
headers.
Dylan, good signing, 50 mil.
No, thank you, mate. No, thank you. Dylan, before I bring in Marty, just quickly, Do Arsenal get top 4 this season? Yes or no, Dylan?
No.
No, 5th?
Probably 7th.
Okay, all right, fair enough. Look, I like you. You're a top bloke, but I hope you're wrong about that because I'm dying
I
for
hope I'm wrong
Champions
as
League.
well,
But,
believe me.
mate, I appreciate you calling in. I'm going to bring in a Spurs fan now. So this is the
Great to have you
definition
on.
of a downgrade. Dylan, take care, mate.
Pleasure, guys.
See ya. All right, here we go. We're going to hit downgrade.
How
And we're
dare
gonna
you
bring
call
in-
Marty a
The
downgrade?
better
That's
side of North
disgraceful.
London is entering.
Absolutely. Where's my Champions League theme music? I mean, didn't we tee that up?
Mate,
I forgot
only
what it sounds like.
RJ's
You're gonna have to
voice
hit
can
up
hit that
Borche
pitch.
for the Europa League one, mate.
I've got
That's
it right
it.
here if you want it.
Marty,
Yeah.
I'm sure you're a happy man.
Always.
After you, I'm saving you having to listen to Borche and Emad talk some nonsense about United. So let's get
Respect.
your thoughts on the window so far and what you're expecting to see. And then after you, we're going to go to Emad and Borche as well. And I know we've got another Arsenal fan waiting too. So you'd be a happy man, we'd imagine.
Yeah, mate. So far, so good. By no means is it done, but I think not only have we brought in who we need to, but we've done it financially very, very well. Bergwijn going for 30 mil essentially means we've got Perisic, Basuma, and Richarlison for 45 million, and that's brilliant. So, we've got players where we've needed them. We haven't stopped yet. I still think we'll be in the hunt for another centre back and a right wing back. But yeah, I think we've been really smart with what we've done so far, and we've got it done early, and that's very unspurs. But it's just great to see, and it's not done yet.
I think you got to give credit to Daniel Levy as well, Marty. Conte's been there the back end of the 6 months since January to now. He's had 7 players already bought, and he's probably and there's more coming. So. For people, for the old Daniel Levy who never used to back the manager and used to give him peanuts to play with, he's really must be, chucking a bit of a U-turn and saying, we've got a manager here that we can actually, if we can supply him with a team, he can possibly challenge for honors. And at the moment, off this window right now, you've got to, I'll call it a bottle job if you guys didn't finish near top 2 for me.
Yeah. I mean, I think.
I think City's going to blow everyone away. I'm predicting second for Spurs at the moment. I really think
Are you locking that in, Robbie? Are you locking it in?
You can never lock a Spurs result in, mate. But I'm always kind here. But look, I think it was just massive. What from last year, from Harry Kane staying himself, I think he's actually been. I think he's on board again. I don't think he was like, we haven't heard any rumors of I stayed my extra season. Let me out the door now. He's saying that they've kind of got a bit of ambition here. They're bringing a manager and they're backing the manager. They finished the season on a high. They got Champions League football, which was massive. I said, if they can fire him, Kulusevski, if Son can have another season, plus I really think Perisic is going to be a massive addition to this team. We've seen him.
It's going to be too quick for him, Rob. I feel like at his age, it's going to be too quick.
Man,
because
what happened back in the day when Victor Moses was there, Alonso was there under Conte at Chelsea. They killed him, mate. You can't just say he's too old for the league, mate.
I'm not saying too old. I'm saying the league will be too fast. He doesn't have the pace. But RJ, you've seen this guy play. He plays for Inter. He played for Inter, I should say.
Oh,
do you think he's going to find it hard to adapt?
Not really. I think he's a physical player. I know what you mean, Scott. Like with some players, it is an adjustment. And case in point, from an attacking point of view, Hakim Ziyech. We're not talking Chelsea, but Perisic. I think he will acclimatise a lot more quickly. I think you'll be comfortable in the system he plays in. I actually wanted to get Marty's perspectives on not from an expectation point of view, but firstly, which player, which signing are you most excited to see? And secondly, do you think these wave of incoming players are a bit of a plea to try to convince the likes of Harry Kane and Son, look, stick around. We're not going in the wrong direction. We're going in the right direction. Just some thoughts on that, mate.
Just for your first point, I'm actually really excited to see Basuma in the middle of the field.
Yep.
I think he's the one that he has a bit of an X factor about him. He has a dominance. He has a physical presence. And I just think that's what
as long as he stays out of trouble, hey, Marty?
Mate, clear, innocent man, and a bargain at 25 mil. Look, as I said, he'll just add that extra dimension to us. When you look at Højbjerg, yeah, he's the Viking warrior kind of battle, but he gets weary. You need help. Bentancur came in, did a great job in the middle of the park back half, and we got Ollie Skip coming back, and I think he's a potential number 6 for England in the next few years. So between those 4, I think that's really exciting. But I think Basuma just adds just that little bit extra box to box that we just really, really, really miss. Yeah. As for, I mean, I know Robbie said expectation top 2. I mean, I'm happy if we could make Champions League again and stuff like that. This time last year, Harry Kane was sunning himself in the Bahamas on the beach. He wasn't at pre-season training. We missed him at the start of the year. This year, he's turned up. He's in the videos for the new kit. He's smiling, and the only word out of Tottenham is him extending his contract. Yep. So you're chalk and cheese.
Again,
and
hasn't got about 4 years left already?
Well, he's got 2, but they're looking now just to make it a lifetime kind of thing. And I actually expect that he probably will. Being honest, he's that extra year now as a striker. I think it just shaves so much off that payday. And if he can get it at Tottenham and be the, finish off his career there, he's going to end up scoring the goals, breaking all sorts of records. So he's got a lot.
I hope he stays there, Marty, for your sake,
so
mate. I'd love to see a one-club striker like that.
No, I wouldn't. I'd love to see him go play in Siberia, mate. Far away from Arsenal.
And Keddy has got a 20-year contract, hasn't he? So, or is it 14 years?
Best number 14 Arsenal ever had.
Yeah. Maybe
you two are scumbags, mate. Tell you what.
It's a long season.
Make sure you check Marty out. The name of his YouTube channel is right there underneath him, Aussie Spur TV. Check him out. He's only started up, but he's putting out some banging content. I can't wait till you guys start losing games and I can come in just for the fun reactions.
Yeah,
get my
you'll be the first one invited, mate. You'll be the first one invited.
Marty, we're going to bring in the Manchester United boys in a minute, so buckle in.
It's time for bed, mate. It's time for bed.
Take it easy, mate. See ya.
All right, boys.
See you, Marty.
See ya.
All right. In a moment, we've got 2 blokes backstage who I would describe as nuisances. But they're good blokes. They're good blokes. I'm going to bring them in at the same time because they're both troublemakers anyway, so we may as well kill 2 birds with one
bunch
stone.
Of mad dogs.
The banter king himself, Borche from the football capital, and we've got, of course, my favourite United fan, Mr. Emad from Man Cave United.
Guys already.
How are we?
You're going to need more than one stone. Trust me. I don't know what I'm hearing out here. A lot of fraudulence. RJ,
go on.
The whole Ronaldo debate. You don't need him. Trust me, you don't need him. Chelsea will go backwards, 100%.
That's what I said. Yeah.
Chelsea fans now want to get names on their shirts. What's going on? I don't understand. Man.
Well, there's a short memory, huh?
I don't know what this weather has done to Robbie. Tottenham finished second and all this business.
Come on, man. A couple more games last year, they were chasing. Look, even RJ was getting a bit antsy that they were going to get third. You have to remember how bad they started the season under Nuno, mate.
Hey, Spurs have always been the team that puts pressure. That's their trophy.
I didn't say they're going to win, mate. I didn't say they're going to get close to winning. I think they could get close.
That's their trophy. Tottenham's trophy every season is they put the pressure, and that's why Tom Holland. That's why Tom Holland supports Tottenham, because his prized possessions, he's their trophy cabinet. What more can you say? And for those that don't know, Spider-Man. Yeah. We got Emad as well. How's it going, Emad?
Well, cheer away, brother.
Not too bad, mate. Not too bad. Just having a quick bevy as well.
No, it's man.
Hey,
I'm here for you. That's it.
Emad, I've got to ask you, because I know you and Adam are doing some good things at Man Cave United. I know you boys have just started this crazy YouTube journey too, so make sure you check them out. 2 questions. One, can you confirm without showing us, just tell us, are you actually wearing pants at the moment?
Pants are on, mate.
Oh, beautiful.
Pants are on.
Business at top, party at the bottom. Don't lie, mate.
Hey, Emad, talk to me about Ronaldo, because I have to say I'm starting to think this Chelsea stuff might become a reality. RJ's playing it cool. How would you feel about Cristiano Ronaldo wearing the blue of Chelsea?
Oh, I think a lot of United fans, man, including myself, would be dirty on him for going to Chelsea. I mean, you can't come at the start of the season last season and go, I'm here to make United great again, finish 6th and go, I'm going to leg it.
Fair shout. Is that the legacy ruined? Is his legacy ruined at United if he signs to Chelsea?
not
All
not
three
his
of you, I want to
legacy.
know your thoughts.
Not his legacy so much, but what he's achieved in the game will forever be in history. Like you can't take that away. So his legacy as a footballer will always be there. I just
mean,
think.
let me rephrase that legend status, that Manchester United legend status that he's got.
I think, look, and I've had this discussion with Tom quite a bit, especially because it's such a sensitive subject in Ronaldo. The legend status might not go away, but the pain will ease over time. You know what I mean? So it's going to hurt for a while. We're going to be dirty on him for a while, but the guy's turning 38. How long's he got left in the game? He'll probably be at, say, Chelsea. He'll probably only be there a season if he goes there. Okay, say if he does a season or two at Chelsea and then he'll go somewhere else unless he hangs up the boots, but the pain will ease and then I'm over it. Look, for me personally, if he wants to go, let him go. Like, I don't care. I don't care who it is at our club. If you want to leave, just like Lingard was twerking for West Ham all season, yeah, open the door and see you later. And like RJ said the same thing. Like you if you're building towards the future, a 38-year-old, no matter who it is, he can't be the focal point.
Yeah, 100%. If United fans are getting upset of Ronaldo going to Chelsea now, where were you at the start of the season when he wanted to go to City? That would have been the real stab in the back right there. So, to me, anywhere besides Liverpool or City, to be honest, it doesn't really bother me, especially the age that he's at. We know it's only going to be 12 months if he does end up going to Chelsea, but he can go to Chelsea. And you guys are asking what other number 9 is there out there that if Ronaldo leaves United? Well, I'm sorry, Marty, because you got one at your club that would die to come to United. And
You're kidding yourself. He would never go to you.
I'm not saying.
Hold on a second. Hold on. Like everyone's saying that Harry Kane will give him a lifetime contract and that. Let's not forget Harry Kane went for a walk with Gary Neville and put a price tag on himself.
That's it. So
he's not
trust me. If he wants out. Let's be honest. I mean, besides putting on the pressure, are they going to win any sort of trophy or major trophy this season? FA Cup,
Pressure FC.
Pressure FC. That's about it. Why not? If United really want to make a statement about what other number 9s are out there, because they're very limited. I mean, Harry Kane, bring him to Old Trafford. Every other season, we're pretty much linked with him. I mean, who really out there is there to bring in as a 9? Bring in Kane. Make a statement. Give them the 100 million they want. That's it. Make a statement. United can probably get that over the line. I know we've been struggling to get anything over the line at the moment, which is it's a whole other thing. But we're trying to act like we've got no money. But other than that, I think we in terms of the transfers we're making at the moment, I think Malacia is not a bad deal. To be honest, I don't think anyone has seen much of him. Came from the Dutch league, so I think it's going to take time for him to come into this squad. But if you're not getting in over who's there, Luke Shaw, Tellez, then you're not built for the Premier League or you're not built for this United team. And then obviously Eriksen is over the line. He's just sorting out some contract things. Everything. I think the medical's been complete and he should be announced. Yeah, no worry, don't worry. I'll be getting the shirt. Kane on the back. Yeah, Martial will leave. We'll give him the 9 if he wants the 9. Give him whatever number he wants.
I like Marty. What a good sport he is. He's such a top bloke.
But you know what, RJ, I want to come to you for a moment and then we'll go to Rob. Borche is speaking about Harry Kane as if Harry Kane would want to go to United. These boys seem pretty convinced of that. Now, I'm sitting here as not a United fan, clearly. I don't see why Harry Kane would want to leave Spurs to go to Manchester United, who are, mate, for me, they're going to be out of the Champions League for a few years, for a fair few years here. That they may not agree.
Please.
But do you think United still have that pull, RJ?
Yeah, no, I was thinking the same thing in the sense of United's bigger club, better legacy. We have a bit of a laugh between us here about Pressure FC, but United have been laughingstock FC for the last few years. Let's call it how it is. They have been there. They've been spending without any structure or plan and just on vibes. Hopefully, if Ten Hag for you guys, they get back on track where they think they belong. But for Kane, you've got to ask yourself, in terms of my immediate time horizon, where am I having a better chance of success? Yep. Both clubs don't represent better for me, but I don't know, man. If United this season, I don't think they'll get him this season, but if United don't show any form of improvement, that gives zero chance for someone like a Kane to want to turn up to that sort of joke at the moment. So look, generally, yes, United, much better club. But at the moment, no way. Spurs are in a much better position.
Everyone else besides City last season, the joke team.
Sorry?
We finished second last season, or the season before.
But the season before.
Yeah, that's right.
This season.
Yeah, we finished 60th season. A lot of people look at United and think, oh, we've missed out of Champions League all these years. We've only been out of the Champions League since Ferguson has left, maybe 3 years. Three times out of the rest of the times we have been in the Champions League. And in that time, Spurs, besides the Champions League final, haven't come close. And even in that final, they didn't look like they were going to score either. So for Harry Kane or any other player to come in and think that they're not going to win a trophy at United, then you're not even built for Spurs if that's the mentality you have. I mean, it's not as I get it. We're Manchester United. We're supposed to be winning things. I think we all grew up in that generation where United was dominating. Obviously, the way the club has been run, and I think Arsenal are probably in the same boat where there's no real any structure, especially in the last couple of years of making signings for the manager, right? And this is where I question Arsenal a little bit with the signings they're making this season. In terms of, are they just going out to get players that are available, or is there some sort of structure that Jesus, you've got Jesus because he was one of your main targets, not because he was the third choice at City, and Rafinha going in for him because he wants out, and Tielemans because he wants out, and Milinkovic-Savic that 1 year left on his contract, and all these players that Arsenal are going in for. It just feels like you're just getting the ones that are wanting to leave a club. Is there any sort of structure? And then
I think it's a bit of both, though. I think, look,
but
every team would love to have
players. Do you guys want them players, or is it more of, oh, look, he's available? Like, I don't know why he's not going for other players that that maybe got 2-3 years on their deal that actually would fit or be better suited to your club.
The market is such a mess right now that realistically, if you want to sign a player with 1 year left on their contract, clubs are paying 40, 50, 60 million now. I think the market itself is such a mess. And one of our big problems was a lack of depth. Now, I think it's a little bit from both columns. You have to look at the players that are available first, because we know Arsenal aren't going to go and splash 100 million on an individual player, which prices us out of a lot of those guys with 3-4 years. Like, they want 70 or something million for Milinkovic-Savic, who's a good player, but is he that worth that? I don't know. So you've got to look at who's available, who's realistic, and then you've got to go and get him. And I think what an excellent manager can do, and I'm not saying we've got this guy, I'm giving him another season, is take those players and make them work in the system. But Robbie, I want to come to you quickly. Give us your thoughts on Harry Kane, United's pool, and I know you're heading to Melbourne shortly for the pre-season tour. Just quickly, how are you feeling about that?
Look, quickly on the tour, like I said, I think most here, Ahmad, Tom, a few of the other boys, we're all going to be there. We're all excited. I think we're excited about the event more than, the football, to be honest. A few beers, a few beverages. It'll be good to talk football in person, face to face at a pub. But
we've got to have as many beers so we don't remember what actually happens on the pitch.
Well, we can have that much beers that maybe
we'll blurry think that Ronaldo good at the moment.
I'll be looking at Borche like he's Ronaldo or something. But no, look on the Harry Kane thing.
You'll be taking body shots off him by the end of the night.
On the Harry Kane thing, this season it's a no chance. No chance. He's not gonna. They've just got back into the Champions League. He's not gonna. It's like the opposite of what Ronaldo's doing right now. He wants Champions League and is leaving for that. He's not gonna drop back. Whatever money we could throw, even though the money we look like we're taking 8 weeks on everyone just to save a little 10 million here and there. We're not gonna go splash 100 million on Harry Kane, and he's not going to come. It was 150 million last year for City when he wanted to leave. So, it's not going to be that now.
Just on that, Robbie, just on that, sorry to cut you off, man, just on that, and I know we'll wrap our section up so someone else can jump on, but just in regards to Kane and the structure and the pulling power, and I agree, our pulling power has dwindled over the years. Now, when Kane wanted to leave, I think Ollie was still in charge at United. He's not going to want to come and play for Ollie. Yeah, so he doesn't want to come to United and play Ollie ball when we couldn't even win a trophy under the bloke. I think if the Ten Hag project, the project that's underway now at United, might be more attractive to someone like Harry Kane. than
I
what
agree.
it would.
Might.
Than what it would have been. Yeah, it might be. We don't know.
If we have a success, if we have a Jose season, he comes in, and we win even like I said, a League Cup, and possibly win a Europa League or a Europa finalist, and we look like we've actually got an actual way of playing football because we haven't seen that since Fergie. To be honest, every single manager's come in, we still don't know how to play. This guy is probably the first one again. What we're hoping is going to actually implement a system, and if this can, by January or by the end of the season, we might finish a fifth again. But if we can get, like I said, a small silverware cup, or I told you, Europa League for me is going to be our best way into the Champions League this year, and that's still not going to be easy in itself. When no disrespect,
as long as the football improves. Like
Yes.
to me, even
And
for me
honestly-
this season, it's to me, it's a write-off, right? So we could still come fifth and improve 10 times, 100 times than we were this
You
season.
took the words out of my mouth.
For me, it needs to be the football that comes first. Don't
100%.
focus on the trophies, because if we focus on the trophies,
Yep.
then we're gonna have the same thing. Because all these players do every time they come to United and sign contracts, they sit down in their interviews and say, "I'm here to win trophies. I'm here to win for the fans. The fans are."
100%.
Well, how about you go on the field and actually get the job done and bring them trophies? I think
100%. And that's why I'm saying this project may be more attractive to players like, and I know Kane's probably coming, God knows how many years he's got left in the game, but it's not like he's in his, younger years. But our pulling power now might be a bit different to what it was back then. This project will be more attractive than what the project was under Van Gaal and under Mourinho, and especially under Ollie.
Yeah, and
I know
agree with that.
we're taking time in the transfer market. This De Jong transfer saga, I'm over it already. I don't want the guy because I'm just over it. Just go and get someone else just for the sake of
He's
it.
come to the A-League, man. He's been linked to everyone else. I'm surprised the MacArthur Bulls haven't signed him yet or been linked.
It'll be Christmas by the time someone makes a decision.
It's been gone for a long time.
the young situation is not. I don't think it's that easy because they owe him about 20 or something million just in wages, and they owe
100%.
PK. They owe PK, I think, 50 mil in wages. So they're gonna sell him, and Chelsea fans with the hijack of De Jong, Chelsea fans are just trying to. They think they're gonna do the whole Galacticos and bring everyone else in. Neymar's linked, Rafinha.
We're not Barcelona, mate. We can't just make up.
PK's going to need every dollar for his split with Shakira.
I'm surprised. Literally, they're broken up. They've done a bit of a dirty, but he should have taken the money. They weren't even married.
She'll be taking everything. Don't worry about that.
Apparently, his hips did lie. So
Her hips need some WD-40, man. I've seen her move lately. I don't know. But look,
Matt, you've got the moves, I'm sure, mate.
yeah, I've lost what I was going to say. But with the Barcelona situation, if another club is in the same scenario, it's almost like a liquidation. It looks like the club's about to fold. The way it looks like they're running. But I don't know what's going to happen there. But with Chelsea, quickly before we go, I think some of their business that they're doing, Raheem Sterling, absolutely fantastic signing. Yeah. And yes, I think I literally think the way Tuchel plays and the way that Chelsea a bit more, not so much possession based where they're just keeping the ball. It's a bit more counter attack football and a bit more 100 miles an hour. I think Sterling fits perfectly. I think he probably has his best seasons at Chelsea, to be honest. Just the way they play. I don't know. I don't know what RJ thinks, but it's a great signing.
I think he's top man. Like you go through all of his stats, and I think he's to be someone that we could definitely benefit from. But even players like Jules Koundé, I reckon he'll add a lot of pace based on the way we play. If we stick to a back,
he's gone to Barca now. Isn't he gone to Barca?
Yeah. Everyone's gone to Barca. We're going to go to Barca, us five. But in all seriousness, I just back on United very quickly. I like your point you made, Butchie, about United. When I say that they've been a bit of a Unco FC and we've been a bit of a laughing stock, it's not necessarily where they finished because that's bad. But like you said, it's the type of football. They've been terrible. Like I've said this to Rob a million times, fair and square. They've been hopeless for the most part. For Harry Kane, we use him as a specific example. You look at Tottenham, you look at United. I say Tottenham represents a better interest for him because he's wanting to leave supposedly because what's the better chance for him to try to break his trophy drought? United are nowhere near that at the moment, but also playing better football, which should help you get a trophy. United are in a position where they have to fix up both parts of their game. A, they're playing bad football. B, they're not really anywhere near to winning trophies. But like you said, if it was up to you, you'd prefer them to fix the former and then the latter will come afterwards. But for someone like Harry Kane, they don't have time for that. He needs them to be playing good football and or winning trophies at the same time. So that's why I think Harry Kane, forget him. He's not on the plans.
Boys, before we wrap this section of the show up, I just want you both to give me in a moment one name, one realistic player you'd like to see come into Manchester United before the end of the window. Don't say Harry Kane, Borche. We're not doing that. But make sure as well, anyone watching this back, both the boys have their channel names in their screen down there. Please give them a sub, give them some likes, check them out. They put out some great content as well. So make sure you check them out. But Borche, give me a name, and then Emad, you give me a name.
Besides De Jong, I'm going to say Edson Alvarez from Ajax. I've been banging his drum. I know everyone
You've
cares.
been banging his drum every time I talk to
We
you.
need to get him in.
Good
And-
player.
and
I was hoping Scott would say me first because I would have taken that one off Borchett. It's just to make him think a bit more.
I've got no one else, man. I've got no one else.
I've got no one. Honestly, man, this transfer window has just been such a bore for us as United fans anyway. Like, I don't care. Sign players, don't sign players. I just want the season to start, man. So I've got no one in mind just yet. I just want to see... I don't want to see trophies. I want to see trophies, but I just want us playing good football again. And I'm keen for next week. That's all I'm worried about.
Mate, look, I personally hope you guys get neither of those things, but it's going to be an interesting season. I'm sure we'll talk again before and during the season. Borche, I'll have to come visit you at Football Capital HQ again sometime soon, man. We've got some talking to do. But, gentlemen, thank you for jumping on.
No problem.
All right,
Thanks,
Scotty.
lads.
Thanks, boys.
Take it easy,
Thanks,
boys.
lads.
RJ.
Stay safe.
See you later.
All right, gents. It's been a banger. We've talked to a lot of good friends of the show, a lot of people who know ball, and it's always fun when we do a phone in. We try and do these every few weeks, give people a chance to jump on and share their views. But I know I really enjoyed that, and hopefully you guys did too. In some other news before we do some quick fires, the IFT Fantasy Premier League competition is running again. I have put the link to join in the description of the video, but for anyone who prefers the old school way, you can simply put in this code. So the code is right there. So if you want to join in, you want to jump along this season, compare yourself with us, you'll probably beat us all anyway. We're dreadful. But please do jump in, enter a team. We'd love to see what goes on in there as well.
We'll chuck it up on all the socials as well.
Absolutely, we'll put that out there for you. Boys, before we do some quick fires, is there anything you wanted to add on the discussion so far tonight, Robbie?
No, it was good. It was good to have, a few different clubs tonight and a few different opinions. Everyone's footballing mind works in different ways, and it's always good to have a bit of a chat.
RJ?
No, it was a pleasure, man. We always love that diversity of thought from either a live chat or from a phone-in point of view. That's what I think the core essence of what we're trying to achieve on this channel is the fact that, yeah, we love our teams. We think we've got a pretty good idea about what we want. But sometimes when you hear from other people, you kind of shape your views a little bit differently. And I know I do that from time to time. So, yeah, been great discussions tonight.
All right, let's do some quick fires. I am ready. I'm ready. And I just, I just realized it's amateur hour. I can tell we've just come back. I've forgotten to put this on tonight. God, the things you do when you've had a couple of weeks off. But this is my one. I've been watching, and I'm very late to the party. I've been watching Stranger Things. I'm up to the third season now. I've kind of binged it in the last couple of weeks. Do you boys believe in the supernatural? Do you believe there's something else out there? Aliens, ghosts, any of that?
Yeah, I'll go yes.
Just quickly, what do you believe, Robbie? You believe there's ghosts, aliens? What do you think of, man?
Yeah, I believe in spirits. I think the spirits out there, and I reckon there's people. I wouldn't say like witches, but I reckon there's people that kind of study that kind of shit, like dark arts or something like that.
Okay.
Thinking that, I reckon there's people that. Yeah, I don't know. I reckon there's definitely people out there that are probably, their mind's not in the right spot. But I believe in spirits, 100%.
RJ?
Yeah, I was going to say, I was going to blow the whole Stranger Things for you just to ruin it, but I won't. I'll stick it about it. But yeah, to your question, I suppose the only supernatural thing I believe are Lionel Messi and Super Frank. But in all seriousness, not really. I know a lot of people do, and family and friends, and our culture has a lot of that. But I don't know, man. I'm just too linear, too logic focused. So yeah, not much for that.
Look, for me, I not so much the ghost side of things, but I reckon there's some life out there. The universe is too big and we're too small for us to be the only things there. But hey, we'll have to wait and see. Hopefully not like Stranger Things anyway. But that's all I had tonight. I'm going to do some nahs on Tuesday night. I'll have them ready to go. RJ, you got a question for us?
Yeah, sure. My mum just got back from Italy, the motherland. It was nice to see all the photos. I'm very jealous of that experience while we're stuck here in not so sunny Sydney. Just from a holiday perspective, name somewhere for the audience that's an underrated holiday place to go see, and equally a place that you wouldn't go back to.
Easy for me. Japan is somewhere that's so underrated. A lot of people talk about like your Balis and things like that, but man, Japan, the people are brilliant. It's clean, it's tidy, it feels so safe. And it's just there's some stuff that spins you out. It's just a unique culture. I'm hoping to get back there very, very soon. Somewhere I wouldn't go back to. As someone who's got some French in him, I just had no love, and I'm going to shock Rob. I had no love for Paris. I just wasn't feel. I love the Eiffel Tower. I love the stadiums, but it felt dirty and busy. And I mean, the people were nice, but I just didn't enjoy myself as much as I thought I would have there.
Yeah, fair call. Look, I don't know if it's underrated, but I loved Nice. I thought that was, I know that everyone in that whole south of France is beautiful, Monaco, all that, but Nice was just amazing. I always talk about the food, the culture.
I heard it's Nice.
It is Nice. A place I wouldn't go back to. Look, when I went there, I loved it, but like I wouldn't go back again.
Green Valley.
Yes, that was one of them. Thailand. I went to Thailand, Phuket, obviously when I was younger. Beautiful place, but I just wouldn't return. Even to be honest, if I'm gonna, Rome. I was one of the places, being Italian as well. When I went there, it was kind of like what you just said about Paris, mate. Obviously, I loved all the Colosseum and all the beautiful things like that, but I just thought it was dirty. There was a lot of people that it wasn't looked after, and Switzerland quickly was just amazing. I forgot to throw that one in there too.
Good chat.
It's funny because my mum said Rome was one of the nicest places she'd been, and it was all very tidied up and clean.
It's crazy.
And all that
That's what I mean.
stuff.
I
So
went in
who knows?
2015, so 7 years.
Yeah,
I hope they got the act together. But
it's the same with the US for me. Well, the US for me, like in particular, I really enjoyed New York. I went to like Times Square in Manhattan. Like we walked around everywhere. Like I loved it. I grew up. I saw that from Marty. Yeah, I grew up with the whole Home Alone era and stuff like that, and New York was the big thing. And look, to me, it met all my expectations. Absolutely love New York. I'd probably say place that I wouldn't recommend too much. Well, I wouldn't stay there for too long. I'd say Vegas. To be honest, there were some good parts of Las Vegas, but I wouldn't hang around there for too long because it kind of gets a little bit seedy, and I get over it pretty quick.
Kind of like declared bit seedy. Robbie, you got one for us?
Yeah, I got one for you. Since we're on transfers, a transfer that you never wanted to happen, and it doesn't have to be out of a love thing. Maybe like your club was about to buy someone and you didn't want it to happen, or something like that.
A transfer that I didn't want to happen. It's a good question. I've got it. Petr Cech. I did not want him to come. I thought he was past it. I thought he was on the decline. Oh. And he had such loyalty and love for Chelsea. You could see it. That
when that happened, I remember the Arsenal fans were like, the league's coming. Here's the missing piece of the puzzle. Didn't you guys win like the Charity Shield or something that year as well?
No,
I'm sure he won something because he had like 2 trophies of one or something. Like there was like a Charity Shield and like a preseason trophy or something.
Look, I'll take silverware, mate. Any silverware is silverware. But I didn't want Petr Cech. What about you, Archer?
To our club. So a player that's come to your club you didn't want, basically. Where do I start? Now, look, to be honest, in more recent years, Danny Drinkwater, last day deadline transfer, 30 million. We bought his partner in crime, Kenny or Kante, but geez, what a fall from grace he had. Poor Danny Drinkwater. It was such a dud buy and just went against every sense of logic that a club could apply. So yeah, glad he's gone.
Robbie?
For me, it was a Juve one, mate. Higuain. Look, again, when he was linked to us for 90 million, I absolutely hated this player. Obviously, like, you know, he was the shootout when he was at Napoli against Juve, and for him to come for 90 million, you should have seen me on socials back then. I don't even think Twitter was around. I was blowing up. But look, he ended up being a great transfer, got us to a Champions League final that we lost in the first season, and I think he nearly broke the goal scoring record that year in the Serie A. But yeah, I did not want that to happen at the time.
Well, something that we did want to happen was this show tonight, and we're glad you were able to join us. I know a lot of people will watch this one back, so if you do, please leave a like, leave a comment, sub if you haven't already. We had some great phone-ins, some great conversations, and we will be doing this more often. The boys are back on Tuesday night. I'm sure by then we'll have had a few more here we goes. But yeah, keep an eye on the socials. Back, same time, same place. We'll be here on Tuesday. Any final words, Robbie?
Hopefully we've got Frankie or someone to unveil for Tuesday, mate.
RJ?
You'll be waiting for De Jong time, as I said. Have a good night, guys.
I was waiting for
Have a
that.
good one, everyone. You take care. Look after yourself.